Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking Pelicans. Now I don't want to get ahead of myself. I don't want to get all too excited about the possibility that the 8 seed New Orleans Pelicans take down the #1 defending finals appearance team, however those words work, in the first round of the NBA playoffs. I mean, this is a team that is 36-46 in the regular season. Come out, you win a playoff game, you start the season 1-12, and you're without your second best player the entire season. Well, now the second best player is currently CJ McCollum, but you're missing a guy named Zion Williamson who was giving you 27, 7, and 4 in his early young career. So Brandon Ingram, definitely an absolute gem of a player. He's had a phenomenal season in general, but he's had a phenomenal playoff run. I mean, 37 points the other night, but basically Devin Booker is out for games 3 and 4, and that's going to be a big deal. Now, the tough thing is, we all know this, I don't think the Phoenix Suns really need necessarily Devin Booker to get past the first round of the playoffs. Like, unless it was the NBA Finals, or unless maybe you're playing like the Golden State Warriors, I really think Phoenix is just such a sound and complete team. But New Orleans getting game 2 in Phoenix, that's a big deal. That's a very big deal. So welcome back to the channel, man. We got another Pelicans video here. We're posting basically daily Pelicans videos on this channel. So if you enjoy, hit that like button, hit that sub button. I have a pretty wild stat here. This is from StatMuse. I just thought it was kind of fun. Like, dating back to 2015, every NBA champion has won game 2 of the first round. So you know the Pelicans, they fit that criteria. So you're going back home, you're going to the Smoothie Center, and going to Smoothie King, and it's sold out. It's sold out games 3 and 4 already. It's already highly anticipated. The game isn't tonight, it's tomorrow night. Before we get into it though, man, hit that like button, hit that sub button. Like, let's try and get 100 likes on this video. The Pelicans are going to be ready to play, but at the same time, you got to be wary of a couple of things. So no Devin Booker means Chris Paul is going to be heavily relied on. He's going to be very heavily relied on. Games 3 and game 4. You're going to see guys like Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson. I'd throw DeAndre Ayton in there. But those 3 specifically, they're going to try to have an even bigger offensive impact. Particularly, I'm looking at a guy like Mikal Bridges. This is a guy who has had a very good game on game 2. Last game, 19 points, 7 of 11 shooting. I'm really, really interested to see how New Orleans makes their adjustments on defense with no Booker. Because that's a huge deal. It's a huge deal. Do they go smaller? Try and minimize other players like Bridges, Ayton? Do they throw Herb Jones on a guy like Mikal Bridges? Does Jose Alvarado hop in? Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? But Willie Green has been great at making adjustments all season. He's another critical piece to their team's success. But you got to be ready for Phoenix, man, because they're 8-7 technically with that loss. But, I mean, with pretty much when you're playing a full game, they're 8-6 without Booker. And that's a really impressive stat for missing your best player. But Chris Paul, he knows how to win. DeAndre Ayton, he knows what he's doing. Mikal Bridges, he knows what he's doing. Jay Crowder knows what he's doing. Cam Johnson knows what he's doing. They missed Book for, solid chunk of the season. So I'm kind of anticipating you see Cam Johnson enter the starting lineup. So they're going to be a little bit more, they're obviously going to be a little bit more thin. So I'm looking at this Pelicans bench. I'm looking at guys like Alvarado, Trey Murphy, who have been absolutely complete and utter gems this postseason. I mean, these cats are super young. I mean, we're talking rookies here. Trey Murphy, last game, literally, he had 3 steals. Alvarado, 1 steal, but we all know his impact's bigger than just 1 steal. 2 of 2 from downtown for Jose. 3 of 5 from downtown for Trey. Larry Nance Jr. has been so huge for him. 13.6 rebounds, 2 assists in his last game. He was big in the play-in tournament, and he's been big and important. Multi-versatile, can do a bunch on offense, can do a bunch on defense. That's the best part about him. He can guard a lot of different players. And then you move on to the starting lineup. Brandon Ingram is going to have to lead and propel this team to Game 3 and Game 4 victory. I mean, if you can win, I mean, realistically, if you can win one of Game 3 and Game 4, that would be huge. Maybe particularly Game 4, if you could only win one of them, I guess you would try and win Game 4 just because you're going to Phoenix, but you have the momentum. But people say the playoff series doesn't start until you get a road upset win, and that's exactly what we have here. So, New Orleans, you got 2 big games at home. You're going to need your best players to show out. I was not surprised that we saw 39 minutes by Brandon Ingram. We saw 40 minutes by CJ McCollum. I think that's the way it should be. If anything, get their minutes up to 41, 42 minutes, similar to what Herb Jones played last game with 41. But Brandon Ingram, man, 37 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists, a steal, a block, 100% 3 of 3 from downtown, 100% 8 of 8 from the free throw line, and an even just super impressive 13 of 21 from the field. If you get another game like that from Brandon Ingram and they're without Devin Booker, it's over. I mean, the game's over. CJ McCollum. It's no surprise CJ and Brandon Ingram, the best 2 players on the court for the Pelicans, scored 15 points in the final 5 minutes of Game 2. Those are your closers. Those are your best players. Those are your stars, your superstars. So they got to be ready to just put your foot on the gas, man. Put your foot on the gas. 23 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists. Did a phenomenal job of facilitating the entire game. 6 of 10 from downtown as well. CJ McCollum. CJ, Larry, they just had such an impressive low-key trade deadline. Once Zion is back next season, this team is going to be so freaking talented. Jackson Hayes, Herb Jones, they got a lot of young talent. But I'm looking at Valanciunas in this next game. I got a weird feeling. Hopefully he doesn't battle foul trouble. Hopefully he's not turning the ball over too much. Last game, 10 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. I'm thinking he goes off offensively for New Orleans in Game 3, or I guess even Game 4. I think one of these games in New Orleans, he's going to go off. But don't underestimate headed back to New Orleans. I think that's a really big deal. I think that's a really important stat. It reminds me almost of Minnesota, where it's just like, this is a team that wasn't really, it's not really that they weren't supposed to be in this position. It's just no one was anticipating it after a 1-12 start to the season. And so, pretty much like the whole second half, all these games have been high tension. Like, there's a lot on these games. There's a lot on the line. Their playoff atmosphere. The fans are ready. The players are ready. They're soaking in the moment, and they're using it to their advantage. And I would anticipate the same thing happens in Game 3 and Game 4. So for today, man, once again, let's try and hit 100 likes on today's video. If you want more Pelicans content, drop it down below. But yeah, man, I'm pretty much posting Pelicans every single day right now. I might even go live for tomorrow's game, but I'm not too sure. I think the Bulls might be playing. So, peace.